McLaren promote from within for their new team principal, but just who is he? What's up guys, and welcome to another amazing video. Now McLaren has confirmed the appointment of a new team principal, the latest in a string of changes in the F1 paddock. Andrea Stella, the Woking-based outfit executive director of racing, has been named team principal for 2023. Since joining the team in 2015, the Italian has worked his way up the ranks. He began as head of the race operations before being promoted to performance director and, most recently, racing director. Now you can anticipate from the Italian that they will pay attention to the tiniest details while maintaining a keen awareness of the bigger picture. Although a lot has changed quickly, the wheels of Andrea Stella's trajectory to team principal haven't only been seen recently, as it has been evident for some time now. The Italian's responsibilities and value to McLaren have grown since he first entered McLaren Technology Center and walked the famous white corridors in 2015. For a while now, he's been recognized internally and externally as a possible future leader of a group. Although the choice to promote him was not made quickly or easily, it was well deserved, and the selection was mostly realistic and in line with their current course of action. The team was well aware of his abilities, and McLaren had already ingrained his DNA into the company's culture and vice versa. Zak Brown has made it abundantly clear that Andrea was always the first choice to take on the role. However, the concept of him eventually taking on the position was initially brought up in a private conversation nearly a year ago. In this video, we'll take a closer look at Stella and why and what we should anticipate from our new team principal. Where did he get his education? Because of his more than 2 decades worth of experience in Formula 1, Andrea is not a novice in the world of the paddock. The 51-year-old Italian attended the Sapienza University of Rome for their aerospace engineering program and graduated with a degree. He has a doctorate in mechanical engineering and began his career in Formula 1 as a performance engineer for Ferrari. He started in the test team but was eventually promoted to the race team and worked on Michael Schumacher's side of the garage in 2022. He also holds a degree in mechanical engineering, a mindset that's good for victory. Stella contributed to an extremely successful period for the Italian outfit by winning 3 Formula 1 World Championships in just 5 years. He did this while working in a high-pressure environment with a winning mentality. When Kimi Raikkonen joined the team and won the driver's title in 2007, he continued in the same role until 2009, when he was promoted to the position of race engineer for Kimi. After that, he worked as Fernando Alonso's race engineer for 5 years, during which time the pair formed a particularly close bond. Together, they came within a hair's breadth of winning the championship in 2010 and 2012. He eventually followed Alonso to McLaren in 2015, where he is now the head of race operations. When Andrea was a member of the Ferrari race team, he amassed an impressive record of accomplishments on his resume, including 4 championships and 58 victories from the pit lane. Particularly dominant were Schumacher's 3 championship victories. In 2002, he never finished below the top 3 and only once finished in a position lower than the second. Other than this, Raikkonen's victory in 2007 is still Ferrari's most recent championship. His move to McLaren was significant. After deciding to follow his close friend Alonso to McLaren and begin a new chapter in his F1 career, Stella spent 3 years as the head of race operations. This was a promotion from his previous role as race engineer and allowed him to work in a broader race team related role, with a view to both sides of the garage, as opposed to working specifically with one driver. During this time, he was promoted to the position of performance director in 2018, and then in 2019 he was elevated to executive director of racing. Both of these promotions contributed significantly to the expansion of his influence. In the same way that the CEO Zak Brown is a stickler for details, Andrea has a unique ability to simultaneously see the bigger picture. This requires a very specific type of mind. It was quickly noticed, and as a result, it has been justly rewarded with the progress that has been carefully considered. A more significant impact. Since the year 2019, Andrea Stella has been serving in the role of executive director of racing. When we first started the process of resetting McLaren and moving into a brand new era, he was working directly beneath the now former team principal Andrea Seidel, and formed an essential part of the newly redesigned leadership team. He also worked under Andrea Seidel. During this time, Andrea had been a crucial part of what Zak referred to as McLaren's ongoing journey back to the front of the grid. It is a very long-term plan, as Zak points out, and there will be highs and lows along the way, but there have already been several accomplishments thanks to this plan. Since Andrea came on board, they have had the most success in the Constructors' Championship since 2012. This included a 3rd place finish in 2020, 2 4th place finishes, and a 5th place finish this season, which is a significant improvement from the 9th place finish in his first season. Not to mention Daniel Ricciardo's victory in 2021, which was Andrea's 92nd overall victory in the Formula One Championship. Proceeding in the same direction as before, as the new team principal, he will be tasked with continuing that journey while also making improvements to a 2022 campaign that was rich in lessons learned, but in the end fell a little short of expectations. The constant progression observed throughout the season included Andrea's individual advancements, and those made by the rest of the McLaren team. Everyone took what they had learned from the problems in the first race, which took place in Bahrain, and quickly responded to fix the issues on the car, which allowed them to earn 5th and 6th place just 2 races later in Australia. All areas of the operation made strides towards improvement during the 2022 season, which culminated in outstanding overall performance. An illustration of this can be seen within the pit stop crew and working group, who climbed up to 2nd place in the DHL fastest pit stop standing after starting the season in 8th place. This includes the first time ever to observe a stop in less than 2 seconds, which was not only the fastest time of the season, but also the fastest time in history. All of the upgrade packages that were developed directly from those races successfully delivered the desired outcomes, with some of the packages producing more tangible race-related results than others. Particularly in the second half of the year, many of the adjustments made had more of an eye toward the season that will be starting soon. Andrea is now responsible for carrying on that work and making the role his own. Andrea has previously stated that he intends to be very hands-on in his approach. The plan is to avoid turning the ship around, but rather to continue sailing on the same course at full speed. Stella's priorities. One of the areas in which Stella hopes to make progress is delivering a faster car. The 51-year-old Italian has said that in terms of areas of opportunities, they definitely would like to make a step forward in delivering an electric car. Now I know I'm not the only one who thinks that that would be pretty cool. He goes on to say that these are some of the reasons why they've not been able to accomplish that to this point, and that they're aware that they are somewhat structural and there's a lot of productive work and investment being done at McLaren for them to be able to overcome these limitations. In light of this, Stella mentioned that finishing the new infrastructure that the team is building, which includes a wind tunnel and a simulator, is a top priority. He said that they have important infrastructure coming to fruition in 2023, like the wind tunnel and the new simulator. He also thinks completing this business is undoubtedly one of his top priorities. In addition, Stella intends to increase the size of the team's aerodynamics department to improve its performance in this domain. They plan to improve the team's strength in a few key areas. Because they have sufficient knowledge of Formula One, they know that the competition's primary focus is on aerodynamics. It should come as no surprise then that one of the aspects in which they want to improve is on this side. He also believes that even though they have incredible talent, it could be possible that they may need to expand a little for more talent. That being said, that is also one of the ongoing projects which will undoubtedly grant continuity. Stella has stated that his overall objective is to assist McLaren in achieving its aim of success on the track. Next season, Stella will be working with a young driver team that will include Lando Norris, 23 years old, and Oscar Piastri, 21. McLaren will be eager to get Piastri up and running so that the Papaya team can focus more on competing for a spot among the top 3 teams rather than competing with Renault. What do you actually think will be the impact of Stella's new position? Is it a smart decision by McLaren? Share your thoughts in the comments section down below and hit that subscribe button to be updated with the latest news from F1. And until next time, see you later.